Messages from Shaltazar. The wisdom was never outside you. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Paninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. We wish to speak with you today about something very simple and yet very easy for the human mind to complicate. Many of you have learned to trust the outer world more than you trust your inner knowing. You have learned to look for the signal outside of yourself. You look for it in tools, in rituals, in methods, in teachings, in labels, in credentials, in proof, in approval. Some of you feel you must first be called something before you can trust what you know. A healer, a coach, a channel, an intuitive, a psychic, a medium, a practitioner, a Reiki master, a therapist, a teacher, as though the label creates the wisdom. You look for something you can point to and say, "See, it is real." And we understand this. The human experience has conditioned you to doubt what is subtle. You have been trained to trust what you can point to more than what you can feel. You have been trained to believe your intuition must be verified before it can be honored. So you reach for a card, you reach for a pendulum, you reach for a practice, you reach for a teacher, you reach for a sign. And some of you reach for a label as well, hoping it will give you permission to speak, to guide, to help, or to heal. These things can be helpful, dear ones. They can be beautiful doorways. They can help the mind soften so that the deeper wisdom can be heard. They can help you slow down, focus, and listen. But the doorway is not the source. If you forget this, you start giving the tool the credit for what is actually happening within you. You start believing the connection lives in the pendulum, the method, or the label, instead of remembering that they are only supports for what you already carry. The name you call yourself may make you feel safer in the eyes of others, but it does not make you more connected in the eyes of spirit. And this is where you begin to doubt yourself and work too hard to feel certain again. Once you believe your wisdom lives in the tool, you begin to fear life without the tool. Once you believe your clarity lives in the method, you begin to fear what happens when the method is not available. Once you believe your healing lives in the structure, you begin to fear what happens when the structure falls away. So you work harder, you try harder, you push harder, you strive to do it right, you strive to be ready, you strive to become worthy. You try to fix yourself into peace, you try to improve yourself into clarity, you try to earn what was never withheld. Dear ones, we say this gently but clearly. Much of what exhausts you is not life itself. Much of what exhausts you is the habit of rejecting yourself while you are trying to grow. Some of you believe the spiritual path is a path of constant correction. You keep scanning yourself for what is wrong. You keep searching for what still needs to be healed. You keep treating your humanity as though it is an obstacle you must overcome before Spirit can move through you. Yet Spirit does not wait for you to become perfect. Spirit moves through the willing. Spirit moves through the honest. Spirit moves through the vulnerable. This is why we say that struggle ends when self-rejection ends. It ends when you stop making war with yourself. It ends when you stop believing that every imperfection disqualifies you. It ends when you stop acting as though you must pass a test in order to be loved by Source. We are not saying you will never learn. We are not saying you will never grow. We are not saying you will never refine your mind or your habits or your choices. We are saying that the energy of growth changes when it is no longer fueled by shame. When you reject yourself, you tighten. When you accept yourself, you soften. When you soften, you can finally hear what has been speaking to you all along. This is the quiet secret, dear ones. Many of you do not need a new tool. You need a new relationship with yourself. You have been taught to search for the right method when what you truly seek is trust. You have been taught to search for the right sign when what you truly seek is inner safety. You have been taught to search for the right proof when what you truly seek is permission to honor what you already know. So we simply say this: the wisdom does not live in the pendulum. The wisdom does not live in the card. The wisdom does not live in the crystal. The wisdom does not live in the label healer, coach, channel, intuitive, psychic, medium, practitioner, Reiki master, therapist, teacher, and it does not live in any certificate, training, or approval you think you must earn before you can trust your own inner knowing. The wisdom lives in the consciousness that is using these things. You are the conduit. You are the vessel. You are the one who is sensing. You are the one who is receiving. You are the one who is remembering. This does not mean you must throw your tools away. Use what supports you. Keep the forms that help your mind relax and your heart open. But remember, dear ones, the outer form is not the source. Some of you will continue to use them, and that is fine. The human world often needs form. The human mind often relaxes when it can see a symbol. The human heart often opens when it can hold something tangible. Use what supports you, dear ones, but do not confuse support with source. If you notice that you cannot trust yourself without the tool, or without someone else naming you as qualified, that is not failure. That is information. It is showing you where your authority has been given away. It is showing you where you have been trained to doubt your own inner voice. And now, in these times, we are inviting you to bring that authority home. Not through force, not through struggle, not through more self-improvement, through a quieter decision, a decision to stop treating your own being as unworthy, a decision to stop bargaining with the universe for worthiness, a decision to stop looking for permission to be who you truly are. There is a practice you can return to, and it is simple. When you feel the urge to prove your intuition, pause. When you feel the urge to fix yourself into readiness, pause. When you feel the urge to reach outward because you do not trust what is arising inwardly, pause. Breathe. Place your hand upon your heart and ask, do I truly need something outside me to tell me what I already feel? Then ask, if I stopped rejecting myself in this moment, what would I hear? Do not push for the answer. Do not demand that it arrive loudly. Let it come the way truth often comes, quietly, simply, without performance. As you do this, you will begin to notice something. Your nervous system will begin to learn that safety can be generated from within. Your mind will begin to learn that it does not need to control every outcome. Your heart will begin to learn that love does not require perfection. And from this, your life changes. Not because you found a better method, because you stopped abandoning yourself, because you stopped rejecting the very vessel through which your gifts are meant to flow, because you remembered that the sacred was never outside of you, waiting to be earned. It was always within you, waiting to be trusted. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.